Hanover Park is a beautiful place, full of potential. But amidst the beautiful place, there's a lot going on as well. Gangsterism, violence, drugs, all of that stuff. Coming from the Cape Flats, you grow up with a mentality of survival. We are fighters. We were born fighters. We were born into a situation where we have to fight. Even when you're in your mother's womb, getting there was a fight. So the natural thing for us to do is fight. Sometimes we look at the young people and we want to blame them, but a lot of times they are not to be blamed for the situations they find themselves in. And that has to do with parents and parents. So it's a long, lengthy process of handing over negative. So kids and youth in the Cape Flats is constantly in survival mode, and that makes them dangerous. Some of their uncles and daddies belong to gangs, and it makes it even much more difficult to reach them at the point, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, I grew up in Hanover Park. It's the most beautiful place. You know, it's a place I keep dear to my heart. I've been out of Hanover Park for a couple of years and I always return because this is home.
One, two, three, go!
My childhood was a huge struggle. I had to leave school at 12 years old. I had to go work for a family of brothers and sisters, which I was the oldest. Yes, it was a battle, you know, keeping things going. However, you know, like I always say, you know, life without struggles means nothing. We have to overcome all those struggles. I started boxing when I was 8 years old. And from there, it just continued. I just fell in love, and because I was always an active child, and I was always fighting, not even within the boxing ring, but outside as well. Because, you know, in a place like this, like Hanover Park, you have to fight to survive. You know, into my teens, you know, I always trained same house, the back in the yard, open air. You know, my mother got quite annoyed sometimes because I was punching everything. But at the end of the day, you know, boxing was my life, you know. But I would also say, you know, even the youth at that time, you know, they embraced it, you know, because everybody, when you go to the movies and you come out, you know, you just want to be a Bruce Lee or you want to be a fighter or whatever you want to do. So I had quite a following at the time, you know, so boxing was good to me. Amateur fights, I had about 120, 125, somewhere there. Amateur fights, which I lost only about 3. So for a kid that left school at 12 years old, I did quite well, let's put it that way, but all due to boxing and the discipline that boxing provided for me. Right at the beginning, when I started off, you know, I said, what do I want to do? I want to create youth who's got the passion to become better. To us, it's all about character building. You know, some of them is not going to become professional fighters. Some of them is not going to become world champions, but they will become world champions in life. You know, we want to develop a child to become an upstanding citizen so that they can go into life and through life and remember that we have been disciplined through boxing.
4, 3, 2.
This was our garden. You know, there's a couple of flowers and a rockery, you know, and but then, you know, to me, it was almost like useless space. You know, I have to do something positive. Yes, some of my family members wasn't happy with it, but I had to get rid of all those things to establish a place of safety, a place where people can belong, you know, and Yes, everything you see I built with my own hands, because where there's a will, there's a way, and even punching bags, these things that I've sewn up myself. First, we had the ring outside. I made the ring outside, it was just 2 poles, 4 poles, and I started stitching things together, and they were training outside, but then when winter came, they couldn't do it anymore, and then I had to think again, so I got 2 poles from one of our members, and then we started building the gym inside. Everything you see on that ring was stitched by hand. Even the hooks on the ends, I've just cut it up and, thin, and we just put it in there, But it's working. It's a similar thing. We had to improvise. I've just learned in life, if you haven't got the tools, you go to war with whatever you have. And we are going to war. Let's put it this way, this is not easy. We're going to war, and what we're fighting is for the safety and the progression of our kids. It's a war, and if we're going to sit and say, no, we haven't got this, we haven't got that, we're not going to win the battle.
Actually, I wanted to spend time and focus on myself more, and I decided to come to boxing. I fell in love with it. The bug is bitten. I'm still here doing the thing. So yeah, that is how I met Coach. I met him quite some time ago. And for some reason, I worked all over in the Cape Flats. But this is the longest place I've been in. So I fell in love with this place. It's a beautiful place. If you look beneath everything, there is a lot of hope. There is a lot of potential and a lot of room for a lot of youngsters to achieve a lot of good things in life. Seeing that our youth is always aggressive and this is a good space for them to unleash that anger and learn to control it. Because if there's no outlet, what happens? They use it outside and they use it recklessly. So this is the best place to be. It's very important that this place is here. My hope for this community is that our kids get to see a different side of life and experience greatness, which I know is not impossible.
All of our kids, most of them around us, we are staying in the hotspot. They are shooting. It's extremely difficult, because when they shoot, and these kids or these youth that's here, they have a challenge, just to get past, but they are so committed. They still want to be here, but at the end of the day, there is challenges. We've got the one gang on the one side, the other gang on the other side, and even sometimes when we train, there's shots going off, and sometimes they have to stay here, until we can take them home, maybe sometimes 11 o'clock at night. When they're here, and punch these bags, because they're punching. I want them to shout. I want them to get out. I give them that platform. Don't be shy. Shout. Get it out. Get that anger out. Because I believe boxing is also a very good outlet for the anger that a lot of our kids in Hanover Park is walking around with. Because you can imagine a life. You get up in the morning, you pass the body, and here's somebody being shot, and our kids have to see that. So they think it's the norm. You can imagine how their mindset is. I've seen, people just passing by a body like it's nothing. This is what the kids have to sit with every day. They're traumatized, and they need another counseling, where there's no count, there's nothing. They just carry on. So this is also a place where we sit down, we would chat. What happened in your life? How's school? How's that? And how's this? How do you feel about it? So they can get it out. Nasrullah is my second elder son. And because of the gang rivalry, we are between the two gangs. And then because Nasrullah was staying on this side of the border, he couldn't go to school. And there was forever problems. And he ended up, fighting these gangsters. There was a time that he was hit unconscious with a brick, and I had to rush him to hospital. And we just decided, nope, it can't carry on like this. We got a choice. Either you carry on or you end up dead. And that's when Naslo actually decided, yes, and he started just training, hitting the bag. So everything started for him there at 15 years old. Naslo can really move, and the first fight he showed that, and everybody was chanting in that war, untouchable, because he would make the guy miss. He was at his best.
Well, my style of fighting is hit and don't get hit, because the less punishment you take, the longer you are going to last in the ring. So yeah, most people think boxing is just getting in there and just hurting each other. No, it's a art that you have to learn. I'm not really afraid because everyone really knows us here. In the beginning, when I started boxing, there was always the guys that said, hey, he's a boxer, let's try and challenge him or something. But after a while, that faded and they all support us now. When me and my brothers do things in the community, they know about Nazier's boxing studio. So it's very good to feel the love and support from the community. Well, my first fight, I was 15 years old. It was in the Hanover Park Civic. I didn't really know what I was doing. I just got into the ring and I knocked the guy out in the second round. So I felt very happy about that, but I didn't have any boxing skill at the time. It was just mostly a brawl. And after that, I competed in the Cape Metro Championships. I won that, and then I went through to Western Cape Championships. My father, he didn't want me to fight that fight, but my brothers and my mother, they started crying, and eventually he said yes. But I got a hiding that year, that was 2018. But the very next day after that fight, I went running and I told myself, I'm going to come back from this. And the following year, 2019, I won the 2019 Western Cape Championships. I went through to Nationals and I won a silver medal at Nationals. Discipline is one of the most key factors in anything you do, not just boxing. But when it comes to boxing or any sort of training, you have to be disciplined. You can't skip 1 day or 2 days. Even if you don't feel like it, you still have to go out and do it. You can't say, oh, today I don't feel like doing this. There are guys out there who can't do it, who are in hospitals, who are sick, who can't, some of them don't have legs, they can't do it. But you have legs, you have arms, you have everything. So you go out there and you do your best, you give 100%, no matter what happens.
Salah was a very skinny child. And he said, no, I want to play soccer. I want to become a Ronaldo. I'm not crazy to go fight. So he and Nas had this, fight sometimes at the supper table. And Nas said, no, you're going to fight. Just watch me. And all of a sudden he decided, I think he was about 12, 13. And he decided, well, I want to fight. I was shocked, because the skinny child wants to fight now. He's become a powerful fighter. He hits hard, he's fast, he's lanky, he's tall, he's got the reach, and he's making use of all those things,
1, 2, 3, go! 1, 2, 3, go! 1, 2, 3, 4!
I had a lot of friends, most of them drop out of school, most of them drinking every day, partying, and I decided that wasn't for me. I'm every day here in the gym. I spend hours and hours perfecting my craft. I might look like a calm guy now, but once I step into the ring, I'm very aggressive, how to get done. Want to get the things swiftly done, quick as possible. That's how I got the name Swift. My first fight was in Philippi. I remember that day crystal clear. My younger brother fought first, I fought second. I was just 12 years old. It was a big crowd. There was lots of shouting, everything. There was lots of nerves. But all I had to do is step in the ring. And once the first punch landed, there was no more nerves. So it just went by, it was hectic, it was a hectic fight. My goal for this year is to go to the SA Championships and win the gold medal and bring the gold medal back to Hanover Park.
At first, all these guys around here was almost like anti-Nas. Now he want to show he's strong and he can fight and he can do this. And we had some challenges in that regard. But now, most of the guys, if not all, they encourage them now. You know, if they see them on the road, go running, come on, do it. This is our champion, You know, so the dynamics have changed around that, you know. Nas and Salah has become role models for a lot of kids. I want world champions from Hanover Park, you know, to really put Hanover Park on the map and introduce boxing to the wider colored areas, you know, going out to Bontiville, going out to Heiderveld, going out to Mannenberg, you know. If we had a ring, we would have gone there every week, you know, and put up the ring and introduce it to them, you know, because I think, you know, even if that hour is that those people will be watching boxing, they will be doing something positive. As long as you keep a kid busy, you know, idle minds, you know, so keep them busy, you know, and if they can come and say, wow, I didn't see this yet, I didn't see this, wow, did you see that? You know, because that's how these kids are here. When they see Nas and Salah's paw, and they, oh, this was like, hey, you know, now I want to do it like that, you know, so yes, you keep them busy, you know, and hopefully we will reach that stage.